It's time for Fifth Quarter on KALB. Sponsored by Christus St. Francis Cabrini Hospital.
It's Friday the 13th, and with Halloween right around the corner, will Week 7 be a trick or a treat for this week's Friday Night Scaries? District play has been a treat for the Manny Tigers. It's been over a decade since Manny lost a district game, but can Winfield successfully pull off tricking the Tigers? And was last week a trick for the Tioga defense? For the first time this season, the Indians did not score a touchdown on defense. Will the treats return for Tioga in a big home game against Franklin Parish? And will the king-size candy come back for the current kings of Cenla, St. Mary's, Gina, and Bunkie? All still perfect. Can they avoid being scared on Friday the 13th? That all starts now on the Fifth Quarter. And look, speaking of those Friday night scaries, if you hadn't seen this yet on social media, check out this high school score from North Carolina last week, 106-83. The defenses, they didn't even get on the bus for this game, okay? It was the highest scoring game there, and the highest scoring game from Louisiana high school history came 4 years ago here in Cenla, actually. Montgomery beat Northwood Lena 90-60. Now, we don't have any scores like that in Week 7 of the high school football season, but welcome into the Fifth Quarter. I'm Dylan Domingue.
And I'm Nigel Dyson.
And as we said, 3 teams still remain perfect, and our Game of the Week features one of those teams. As always, our cool Game of the Week is sponsored by Southern Air. Hopefully, we can get some cool weather soon. These 80 degrees aren't doing it for me on Friday nights.
Yeah, the mosquitoes need to go home.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look, we're just down the road at Peabody. The War Horses playing host to undefeated St. Mary's. The Tigers won last year's battle 58-6 over the War Horses, but tonight would not go down like that. St. Mary's goes 3-0. Peabody looking to start fast, and Larry Roberts hands it off to Nate Francis, and that boy is fast. He has reservations for 6. Francis with a 63-yard touchdown. Peabody strikes first, but St. Mary's says not so fast. Mixing around, feeling the pressure, says no problem, hits his favorite target, Ethan Busby. 68 yards to the house, and we have a tied ball game at the end of the first quarter. With 8 minutes left to go in the second, Mixon Bankson will hand it off to this week's ACA Athlete of the Week, Ben Bienvenu. And the War Horses charging at him, but just look at the stiff arm. Nasty as Bienvenu just welcomes the pressure. It's 14-7 St. Mary's, but 3 minutes left to go in the half. Larry Roberts hits Gartaven to pass. It's Obama with no Tiger in sight. He takes it to the house, 14-13 at the half, but check out the final score. St. Mary's, perfect, no more. Peabody beats them 39-21. Mary Margaret Ellison joining us live from Peabody with what has to be an excited Harry Coleman.
Yeah, Dylan, I think Coach Coleman has something he would like to say to everyone and me.
Miss Mary.
Okay, wait, Mary Margaret.
Mary Margaret,
okay.
I heard you picked against us today. And it was like in a blowout fashion. You have been watching the game. I know Neville put it on us, but come on now.
I did, and I apologize to all of the Peabody fans out there. I'm really sorry. But anyway, so before the game, we talked about TJ Hullaby. We talked about, of course, Dartavian DePass, a.k.a. Obama. But obviously, you said last night you wanted to put on a show, and that's exactly what you did.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The guys came out, played real hard, man. They executed the game plan. We got the running game going because I knew if I ISO'd Terry up, they was going to try to double coverage him, and we just ran the ball to the soft box.
And I just want to say something. I don't know how many times you sacked Mixon Bankston, but it had to be at least 8 or 9 times. So just talk about the defense and what they've been able to do.
Coach Robert Martin, man, up-and-coming defensive coordinator, man, he put a great game plan together. He knew if we could contain the quarterback, and he was going to be all right, and he was going to sack him a whole lot. So, man, shouts out to the defense and Coach Rob.
So what's it like for you knocking off one of just 3 teams that were undefeated coming into today?
Man, it's an amazing win. But like I said, bro, we moving on to next week, man. We got bigger plans. You know, we want to finish district strong and try to get a good season for the playoffs.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dylan and Nigel, back to you.
Thank you.
I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I did pick Peabody to win this one.
Yeah, whatever.
Now we're at Bunkie at Buckeye, Battle of the Panthers. This would go down to the wire this half. Dylan Compton fakes the handoff and drops 2 defenders like clothes in the hamper, and Compton would win this foot race to the end zone as he cruises for the 6-0 lead. Hey, Dylan, it's got to be the shoes.
Oh, those shoes are clean.
Too clean. Buckeye would answer
dirty,
back
but in
their red zone as Jim Burlew finds a gap and punches it to tie the game 7-7. But then Compton, he says, I'm not done yet, and he gets by like a C student and looks back at the defenders like old memories. He would score on this one to put the Panthers up 21-7. And
Adam Broadnax right there.
oh yeah, with a nice grab and score. Just 24 seconds left in the half, tied at 28. Dylan Compton has a Shador moment and goes Brady mode and finds sophomore Kane Milligan for the halftime lead. Monkey would sit up in their game chair second half as they would go on to win this one 58-41.
This game was just wild. How about a game from last night? The Gina Giants trying not to look ahead to next week against Bunkie as they took on Bolton last night. First drive for the Giants. It's going to be Zach Barker will hand it off to his man Cameron Koch, and he will just coast right up the middle through the Bears defense, gets the Giants on the board early. And after a 3-and-out for the Bears, Gina continuing to move. Now inside the 5, Barker hands it off to your man, Zarek Jones, number 7, rolls it in. It's 16-0. Still in the first quarter, Bears trying out the passing game. It's not going to work. D. Hammock says, I drew it up just like Picasso. And we have to take a moment and look. How about we let the big boy shine a little bit? Boots Green is his name, and he finds green pasture for the score. This game was 40-0 in the first quarter. Gina rolls big, 52-6. And some scores from around Sinlaw. Captain Shreve holds on to beat Nat Central 32-24. Leesville comes back in the fourth quarter on the road to beat a longtime rival DeRidder 28-22. And much more to come still in the fifth quarter. Stay with us.
The Fifth Quarter Scoreboard is sponsored by Antune Hospitality Group's family of restaurants, including Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen and Outlaws Barbecue. Louisiana's most wanted, always the winning call.
The Ash Trojan brand bringing us back as the Trojans looking for their first win in district play against Ouachita. First drive for the Lions. They take 8 minutes off the clock. CJ Spurs with the giddy up. This drive would end in a field goal. Second quarter, lines up 3. It's 4th and goal, but the Trojans defense stands tall. They get the stop, and the offense would drive 96 yards, capped off by this. JT Lindsay, 45-yard rushing touchdown right up the gut, and Ash has their first lead, 7-3. But right before you could take your next breath, Ouachita takes the ensuing kickoff all the way back to the house. Wydell Clark says, see you later, as he runs it all the way back to Monroe. Lions back up 10-7. But right before the half, Trojans in the 3-minute drill, and they execute. Ty Feaster fires a dart to E.J. Scott. The Trojans took a 14-10 lead into the locker room, and they pull away in the second half to a 35-10 win.
Taking the black uniforms.
Like it.
Taking you to Marksville as the Tigers face off Caldwell Parish. The Tigers started the season 3-0, but now trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. Opening drive, John Paul Shaw throws a dot to Zay Brown to take the early 7-0 lead. Tigers looking to respond. Jaden Price's pass is tipped at the line, and Caldwell comes down with the ball. Spartans looking to capitalize on good field position. Greg Jones does just that from 18 yards out. What a score by Mr. Greg. Midway through the second, Tigers 4th down on the goal line, and a wild snap forces their second turnover at the 1. Missed opportunity for the Tigers. Caldwell would win this one 34-6.
Yeah, tough break from Marksville there. Some other scores from tonight. Manny, they just can't be beat in district play. They have not lost a district game in over a decade. And how about Montgomery, man? 4 wins on the season for the Tigers with a 19-12 win over LaSalle tonight. Heading to the reservation for a homecoming, it's Tioga versus Franklin Parish, a big district game. Tioga already up 7-0 as we go to the second. Franklin Parish's Desirian Ellis getting a few extra seconds with the fake handoff, finds Javion White wide open White makes the catch just shy of the 30, puts the Patriots one play closer to getting on the board, and they would do it here. Ellis connects with Kenyon Grant, wide open at the 5, and he runs it in for an easy score. It's 7-6. Tioga still leads, but the Indians come right back. It's Case Malone, the sophomore, on the snap, skirts around the pile to find a hole right in the end zone. Indians lead 14-6. Less than a minute left in the half. This play would cost the Indians their star player. Jacorian Norris with the hard hit, but that would be targeting, and that would be the end of his night. He gets ejected. Coach Cook not liking the explanation, probably. Patriots take that as a win for them, and with seconds left to half, they go for 3. The kick would be good. Tioga led 14-9 at the half, but even without Jacorian, Tioga still pulls out a big win at home, 20-16. And stay with us, because our plays of the week are up next.
The fifth quarter score ticker is sponsored by Hickson Autoplex. Hickson has it.
Tioga Indians, and you're watching the fifth quarter on News Channel 5.
Back in Alexandria from last night, this game has a play that we just had to put into the show, so you have to see it. It's a pair of first-year head coaches going into district play. They're both 1-0 early on. Menard fires a quick slant, and then that would be capped off by this. It's Vaughn knocking on the door like it's heaven, and he runs it in with the QB power for the touchdown. Second quarter now, Menard up 10-0. Vaughn looking long, but instead it's Kevin Jones picking it off. And watch these nasty stiff arms into the ground. 1, 2, and number 2. That is a grown man. I think he's only a sophomore. Avoyo is trying to capitalize. Nick Kosky floats this one into Kyrian Sampson. Sampson has the Mustangs inside of the 5, but the Menard defense stiffens up. 4 stops inside the red zone. This was a sack on 4th down. Menard led 10-0 at the half. The Eagles defense came to play last night, 13-6. Menard 2-0 in district play. So look, with all the great action we've seen tonight, it's time to reveal our plays of the night presented by Farm Bureau. For that, we'll start back with Peabody. Nathan Francis, their first drive, 63 yards to the house. Many great plays from Peabody could have been on this list, but Francis with the first score. Peabody, big upset against St. Mary's at home tonight.
Gotta trust that intuition, man.
That's it. Play nominee number 2, you just saw it. Kevin Jones, a great play defensively. Then he plays offense. That is
just throwing people's children into the
That
grass.
is just, it's just disrespectful. I mean, and he leans into it too. This is follow through all the way into the ground on both of them.
The first kid needs concussion protocol.
Yeah,
no
that's
doubt.
you can't really recover too much from that. And then finally, play nominee number 3.
The Buckeye versus Bunkie game. Buckeye trick action. Brodax hands it off to Burlew, who tosses it to Bone. Back to Brodax, who finds Jesse Sandley.
There's so much
more
back and
open
forth.
Then Waterburger for the huge gain.
24/7, that's when it's open.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be going there probably after this. Well, maybe not. We have a food sponsor who always supplies us with great food, but we just saw the play of the week nominees. Out of the plays, which one was the best? You tell us. We'll have a poll up shortly on the website to go and vote. Voting will be open all weekend, and the winner will be revealed Sunday on Sports Night.
And from the top plays, the top athlete who deserves to be our next ACA Athlete of the Week. You can nominate your favorite athlete to be this week's winner. Just go to the Athlete of the Week page on our website and fill out the form. The winner is announced every Thursday right here at News Channel 5.
So look, while we do like Waterburger, we also like our food sponsor. It's Antune Hospitality Group's family of restaurants. We got some Popeyes tonight, so we always love that. And look, week 7 now in the books. We're down to just 2 undefeated teams, and they will meet next week. Gina versus Bunkie.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a great one. So coming up on Facebook Live in just a few minutes, we'll have plenty more games from around the state featuring our Sin-Law schools. So we will see you there.
Can't get enough football? KALB's fifth quarter continues online in minutes with more highlights, post-game interviews, and analysis on KALB.com and Facebook Live. Sponsored by Christus St. Francis Cabrini Hospital.